Hayat bir mücadele. İyi bir şey yapmak
Atlantic Treaty Organization and the President of the United States. Excellences, le secrétaire général de l'OTAN et le président des États-Unis.
Good afternoon. Welcome to all of you. It's great to see you all here at this summit. Welcome to the NATO summit in Washington. And many thanks to our host, the United States, and many thanks to you personally, President Biden. Dear Joe, there is no better place to celebrate the 75th anniversary of our alliance than right here in Washington, where the North Atlantic Treaty was signed back in 1949. So thank you so much for hosting us all here. And thank you also, President Biden, for your personal leadership and your strong commitment over many years to NATO, to our transatlantic alliance. This has all made us stronger. Let me also welcome Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson. This is your first time as a full member of the alliance, as Prime Minister attending a NATO summit. So welcome to the family, Ulf. It's great to see you here. In this first session, we will make decisions for our future security. We will strengthen our defense. 23 allies now meet the target of spending 2% of GDP on defense, up from just 3 allies in 2014 when we made the pledge to invest more in defense. We will increase our support for Ukraine by establishing a NATO coordination and the security assistance and training for Ukraine, and by ensuring a sustained support for the long term. Support to Ukraine is not charity, it is in our own security interest. And we will reinforce our partnerships in the Indo-Pacific to push against the growing alignment of Russia, China, Iran and North Korea. Let me now pass the floor to President Biden for his opening statement. So please, Joe, you have the floor.
Secretary General, allies, friends, 75 years ago, when our nations created the alliance, President Truman said, quote, "We hope to create a shield against aggression, the fear of aggression, and to permit us to get on with the real business of creating a government and society." For 75 years, our nations have grown and prospered behind the NATO shield. Today, we're stronger than we've ever been. Since I took office, we've doubled the number of battle groups in NATO's eastern flank, and the United States has. Finland and Sweden have joined the alliance, and the number of allies spending at least 2% on defense has gone from 9 to 23. That's not happened by chance, but by choice. At our summit 2 years ago, we launched a plan to modernize our deterrence and our defense. And today, we have to ask ourselves, what is next? How can we keep making the shield stronger? One answer must be to strengthen our industrial base. Right now, Russia is on a wartime footing with regard to defense production. They're significantly ramping up their production of weapons, munitions, and vehicles. And they're doing it with the help of China, North Korea, and Iran. We cannot, in my view, we cannot allow the alliance to fall behind. The fact is that so many of let me put it this way. I'm very pleased that today all NATO members are making the pledge to expand our industrial base and our industrial capacity, like our defense spending commitment. This is a critical step to maintaining our security. The first time ever, every NATO nation is pledging to develop plans for defense production at home. That means, as an alliance, we'll become more innovative and competitive. And we're able to produce more critical defense equipment more quickly than we may need it. You know, we will not be surpassed, we cannot be surpassed by anyone when it comes to our readiness. Here at home, Americans have seen the power of investments like these. In my administration, we've already invested $30 billion in defense manufacturing to restart or expand production across 35 of our states. We're investing billions more. The result, stronger supply chains, a stronger economy, stronger military, and a stronger nation. Let me close with this. This new pledge sends an unmistakable message to the world that every NATO member is committed to doing their part to keep the alliance strong. We can and will defend every inch of NATO territory, and we'll do it together. And that we're investing in our future strength to ensure NATO will always be ready for whatever threats we will face should be a clear message we're sending to the world. So I want to thank you, every NATO member, for your commitment for our shared security. And I will now ask the press to depart so we can get started.
Thank you so much, President Biden, for those remarks. And as the President said, this ends the public part of the meeting, and we ask the media to depart, and then we will continue just a second. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please look into the camera for 8 seconds. Thank you.
De l'OTAN et le président des États-Unis vont accueillir les chefs d'État et de gouvernement alliés au sommet de l'OTAN. His Excellency, Mr. Christian Mikoski, President of the Government of the Republic of North Macedonia. His Excellency, Mr. Luis Mon Her Excellency, Ms. Giorgia Meloni, President of the Council of Ministers of the Italian Republic.
NATO is good for Europe, but it's also good for the United States. It makes the United States stronger and safer, because in NATO the United States has something no other ally, no other major power has, and that is more than 30 friends and allies. Russia doesn't have that, China doesn't have that. The United States has NATO, makes the United States stronger. The second reason why I believe that the United States will remain a strong ally is that it is broad bipartisan support for NATO in the United States. There are just now new opinion polls demonstrating the broad support for NATO among US voters, but also in the US Congress. I will later on today go to the US Senate, and in the US Congress there is strong bipartisan support for NATO. And thirdly, the main criticism from former President Trump and also from others against NATO has actually not primarily been against NATO. It has been against NATO allies not spending enough on NATO. And this has really changed. Just over the last years, we have seen a dramatic increase in defense spending across Europe and Canada. And a record high number of allies are now meeting the target of spending 2%. And those allies who are not yet there, they have clear plans in place to be at 2% soon. So this has, for these reasons, US security interest is to have a strong NATO, strong bipartisan support, and that European allies are stepping up, investing more. I expect that the United States will remain a strong ally regardless of the outcome of the elections. First, on the exact language, I expect that allies will agree a strong message on membership for Ukraine. The exact language I will refrain to comment on until we have the statement agreed. It's negotiated as we speak. I'm confident that we'll agree a statement later on today, and then I can go into the details about the language. It's a relevant question to ask, but I will be able to answer it more in detail soon. On air defense, President Zelensky spoke to NATO defense ministers in April. That was when he asked for more air defense capabilities. We promised to work hard on that, and allies have worked hard. I have worked, and NATO leaders have engaged, and we have now the announcement by President Biden and several other allies yesterday that they will be able to deliver 5 new advanced strategic air defense systems from the United States, from Italy, from Romania, from the Netherlands, and also from one more ally. And of course, this is a significant contribution. On top of that, we will also then ensure that they will have more tactical defense systems, including NASAMS. So we are constantly working on how we can deliver more. I think that the announcement that was made by President Biden yesterday is significant, but we'll continue to see if we can add even more on top of that. I will answer that in a moment, but let me just add that, of course, Germany is also on the list of the allies that have provided additional Patriot systems for Ukraine after the call was made by President Zelensky in April. Germany was actually the first to announce. South Korea is an important partner. I look forward to meet the South Korean president tomorrow. We will have a meeting with our Asia-Pacific partners. I will have a bilateral meeting also with the president of South Korea. The war in Ukraine demonstrates how our security is interlinked. Because North Korea is actually one of the main providers of military support, of ammunition to Russia to enable them to conduct a war of aggression against Ukraine in the heart of Europe. And of course, we are deeply concerned about what is Russia giving in return.
Excellency, Mr. Petr Pavel, President of the Czech Republic. His Excellency, Mr. Olaf Scholz, Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany. His Excellency, Mr. Gitanas Nausėda, President of the Republic of Lithuania. His Excellency, Mr. Miljko Spajic, Prime Minister of Montenegro. His Excellency, Mr. Edgars Rinkēvičs, President of the Republic of Latvia.